Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Monday.
On this horrible, hot day.
It was, I think it's hot across the country.
Yeah.
We were like 89 and humid.
Same.
Yeah.
Way
Gross.
better than us.
No, it's not actually. I would rather 90 and dry than 80 and humid, because you walk outside and you feel like you're just walking into a fog. Like it's heavy air.
It's
gross.
That's true, because it was 90 degrees here, but we still had that nice cool breeze, so that's what was offsetting the heat right there.
So you do get a little of the coastal breeze, but we get nothing. It's just humid. So yeah. Well, we're alive. Either way. Say hi to people. Treasure Woman at 9:46 in the morning. Hello.
Wow.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, you are here. See, hi, Treasure Woman.
Wow. Comes back 12 hours
later.
Commitment.
Yeah, I like the commitment.
Welcome. Thank you.
Bye, Ping.
Hey,
Ping. My neighbor right there.
I think Jimmy knows this person.
Yeah, dude.
Hi, Jen. I haven't seen Jen in a while. How is she, by the way?
Hi, Jen.
She's good. She's living life. She's been off of work for a while, so she's loving it.
There you go. Living the good life in Darke County, Ohio. That's right. So, Panda the Picker in the house. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on?
Rosie's here. Hi, Rosie.
Hey, Rosie.
Rosie says, hotter here. Feels like it was over 100 today. Yeah, the humidity's killing it. So, Christopher's here. 3 lives starting at 9 p.m. I decided to watch here. There you go. I like it. Thanks, Christopher.
Yeah.
Monday is a little packed. When we chose Monday, we knew what we were up against, but we feel like we might have a different audience. But it is what it is. So, Treasure Woman, hi. Trash to Cash podcast is here.
What?
Yo.
Well, now you got to figure out which of the 3 this is. It could be Kevin, could be Dave, it could be Carrie.
Saying yo, it's going to be either Carrie or Dave, probably. I don't think Kevin would spell that out, but never know.
Yeah. Angie's here. Hi, Angie.
Hi, Angie.
And our favorite admin, Jennifer Hayes, is in the house. What's happening?
Hey, Jennifer.
How are you?
Christopher Noda, Joey Bada Bing, and this, and who's the third one? Got to decide if I'd rather be here. Hey. No, there is no other lives going on right now. So
I was going to say, who is the third one?
Philly Flipper, maybe? Do you have a live on Mondays? No?
I don't know.
I don't know. Flip stopped working for me, so I'm anxiously awaiting the crossbows. Oh, no.
Is it starting to become more buggy?
You should check out Ed's hat. That's right. Ed's got the big sponsor going on. That's right. They need to sponsor this. I'll switch over to List Perfectly if they sponsor this show. Yeah. Talk to them.
Hey. I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them. I'll see what happens.
We'll all Jimmy and I will both be wearing hats and t-shirts. They could paint this room.
I say just have a big banner behind you guys, and then that'll be better.
That'd be great. Yeah. They'll be like the other one that tried to sponsor me. $75. Thanks.
No, I'd be like,
I could make that I make more than that with Vendu's referral program from the one video I've done on Vendu. Easily.
Oh, that's true. I forgot you might have that monetized.
I have that one video, and I have the other referral code, and I've made $75 from that with no problem. So
nice.
Yeah. Kevin says top of the morning to you. Hi, Kevin.
Just really Kevin.
You never know.
Or the other two.
Or some other folksy nonsense. It's not Kevin.
Or all 3 of you guys if you are watching together.
Top of the morning is not folksy. I think that's more Irish. Maybe hey y'all. That might be folksy. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Jen says she's alive, Ed. Survived the 127 yard sale. Should be 50 pounds lighter with as much as I was sweating. Man. That between that and the sickness. I mean, yeah. I haven't eaten. I'm not eating as much since I've been sick because I think my stomach shrunk down. Because there was like 3 days where I'm like food. So.
I actually ate a lot more when I got sick. It just made
me
more hungry.
Oh god, yeah. I had no appetite whatsoever.
I didn't either. Yeah. I had to force myself. I was like, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. Billy Flipper is the third one. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Okay.
We're definitely the best of the 3, I think. That's just I think I'm a little biased. I'm not paying for anything ever again. All right. Too many windows open with lists perfectly annoying. Yeah, but if they're sponsoring, we're doing it. I'm sorry
Yeah,
to say.
absolutely.
I don't complain.
There's very very little limit to what I'll do if there's a sponsor on the line. So
Yeah, if like Monster were to sponsor this podcast, I mean this show,
Monster.
that's all you would be seeing on me right now.
That would be a tough one for me because they're like, "Do you
Yeah.
like Monster?" And I'm like, "I don't really drink caffeine, so no."
Right.
When was the last time you had a Monster? When I was like 20 something.
2 years ago.
If I have a second cup of coffee in the morning, I'm like the whole day. So if I drank a Monster, I'd probably have a stroke. I don't think I'd survive it. So
Normally on Saturdays when I go to the flea market, I have about 2 or 3, depending on how cold it is outside.
Dead.
But I have the blue ones, not the green ones. The green ones won't make me jittery like that. The blue ones, it's
okay, yeah.
What's the difference?
The green one has like 64% sugar, like the whole can in total, and the blue one is only 12%.
Yeah, but the sugar's not what's getting me. It's the caffeine that would get me. So
still good.
I don't think it would matter to me which color I drink. Philly Flipper with Rural Squirrel and Tennessee Pickers. Ooh, that's a tough one.
So Paul took one of our people that's normally in the chat.
No. See, Jennifer says it's on the 15th.
Oh, the 15th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never mind.
So there we go.
Then where are they at? Okay.
It's just our usual competition.
Yeah. Panda says, I seen Jimmy at the 127 with a wagon. It was so there. You got a wagon?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
But it was what was crap was every time we pulled that wagon out, we could never put nothing in it. I was like, what is going on here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be tough, I guess, whenever you're at a garage sale. Like if you go to a flea market, like we see tons of them at the flea market.
That's probably what they're talking about. That's probably we got them out in the big flea market areas where we were walking around.
Yeah.
Just because if we parked way out, I was like, man, we're not carrying this stuff back. Just put it in the wagon.
No.
So,
yeah. We gotta talk.
That's the reason why I got my wagon too, because my first one, it broke down. Unfortunately, the tires, the little plastic part is the same wagon that you had, Jimmy. After so much usage, the plastic part just fell apart. It went gone.
No,
so
it did good.
The blue one.
It just
at the flea market, all you see is people with either wagons, makeshift wagons, some of like the old vintage wagons that they use just for that. But it's the heavy duty metal ones because they buy like that heavy duty stuff that they need a good wagon to actually take it to their car, not like one of the Walmart ones that we have.
Somebody needs a forklift or something. That might be forklift or a bobcat.
I did see this past weekend. I did see somebody. They bought a water heater, and they were taking it to their car. They bought a water.
Hey. It's a good deal, man.
But what you got a 50-50 shot of whether that thing's going to work correctly. And what are you going to do if it doesn't work? You're beat.
I'd say more of a 30-70 chance, actually.
It's like it's got a dent in it. It's fine.
It's going to be all right.
That's like a ticking time bomb.
Are you putting it on the first floor? It's going in the basement. You may have a hole in your kitchen whenever you get home. But. Did you ever see that Mythbusters when they made the rocket out of one of those things?
I probably have. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of theirs, but probably not that.
So they had to disable. There's like 3 safety features on the thing to keep it from turning into a rocket. So they disabled all the safety features. That thing made it through 3 floors of a house, out the roof, and about 70 feet into the air. And I was like, "Wow, that's insane." It was crazy. I can finally taste again, so Sarah's eating everything. That's right.
Yeah, she can taste those drums again.
Stop talking smack on our new sponsor.
Right.
Hey, CBA Flips, what's happening? You all were missed at the barbecue bash. Yeah, we didn't think we were gonna make it. We were sick, so we weren't 100% certain whether or not we were gonna make it, and then. I don't know. It seemed like the day that we would have made it out there would have been rain anyways, because you said Friday was mostly rain. So
Friday. Well, it was weird because we'll talk about it later. But yeah, we were going to go south, so because we were going to meet up with somebody and then go into Kentucky. But man, the rain from Cincinnati, it was so bad. I told Jen, I said, let's just go back. But by the time we came back to our area, it was clear. Still about. It was weird. I was like, what's going on here?
Crazy. They cried that we weren't there. All three of them. So
wow. Sorry.
I can understand that. Well, I mean, we're all going. The three of us should be in Vegas next April. So let's plan something.
Yeah.
So I know Carrie already will be there. So yeah,
I ain't paying for anybody though.
Yeah, hit that like button, guys. There's only 8 likes and 21 watching. Come on. 3 cup minimum coffee for me every day, and I cap off the night with a cup. Whew.
Whoa.
I could never do it.
How much cream and sugar do you put? Because that's the thing that always gets to people.
Is it all black or is it it's cream and sugar? I used to be able to do that. I used to drink like a pot of coffee a day when I worked for State Farm, and when I reached like 32 years of age, like all of a sudden I'm like, what is wrong with me?
a pot of coffee, like the whole
thing?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand, insurance, although a profitable business, is excruciatingly boring. So you got to do something to keep yourself awake, because you're talking to. I mean, I was in commercial lines, and like I'm talking to people like, well, your building could catch fire, and it's like, it's just. It's so boring that you need to do something to keep yourself awake. And I would drink like a pot of coffee a day. And when I sold cars, same thing. And then once I got into like my early 30s, all of a sudden, like I'd have my second cup and I'd be like, just like my heart would be beating. And I'm like, this is not cool. I got to stop doing this. So I slowed down on the coffee. And there was I went through like maybe 6 or 7 years where I didn't drink any caffeine at all. Oh, and then the last like 2 years I've been having like a cup in the morning, and I'm all right, but that's about it. So yeah, sad day. We lost her. So she 76, I think. Yeah. So
didn't even look like it.
No. Sad. R.I.P. I'm over 6 months without a monster. Sarah just said, what, she died? Yeah. About an hour ago they announced it. Without a monster, I'm drinking sparkling ice plus caffeine, black raspberry, now much better. Yeah, my buddy actually drinks that kind of stuff.
I drink just the regular sparkling ice, not the non-caffeine one. That's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I use to replace soda. I haven't had soda in like almost 2.5 years now.
Yeah,
so much.
We used to drink that when we were on keto, and it is not bad. You're right. The only thing that ever bothers me about those drinks is like I feel like that fake sweetener might be worse for you than sugar, but I'm not like. There's no definitive, studies on this, but like those chemicals can't be good for you.
I'm pretty sure it's all bad, but I'm pretty sure the soda is worse.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Doctor told my husband I only have 2 cups of coffee a day, so he bought those huge 64-ounce travel mugs. I like the logic there.
Don't pass up the bathroom. Your kidneys will be fine.
1.5 cups. There you go. That would be my response to the doctor said that.
It's imagine that.
Yeah.
Big old jug.
One. Hey.
Like, this is 1 cup.
Wow.
What's up in a box in the garage? Thanks for coming by.
Hey, what's going on?
Jimmy inside of Celia was
Salina.
Like Salina. Yeah. There was only like flea market people found nothing inside the town.
Yeah, that's like a rich community. Stay away from that place.
Yeah,
that place is a joke. I drive through it. I'm like, nope.
2 months without drinking a can of soda. I decided I needed Diet Coke last night. There you go. 2 months is great. It's Dave. Dave would never make it 2 months.
Okay,
I'm saying it. Yesterday I was begging for rain. Yeah, no. Dave hit a Cabbage Patch the other day. What is this? Random Vegas comments?
I think because we were talking about Vegas.
We're behind. Yeah,
we're behind.
Yeah. You ate 100%. It was tasty. It was called Sour Patch though, which is odd.
Got it.
Oh, there we go. 5 calories versus 160 in a Monster. I'll take it. Let's see. I think I stopped drinking coffee when I was pregnant. That was over 40 years ago. So, and just in case you're wondering, whoever this is, probably Dave, loves llamas.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like Wayne. Okay.
All right. Excellent.
All right. Excellent.
Just don't stare them in the face because they will spit on you.
That is true. Yeah.
And they'll knock you out.
I was gonna say, aren't they kickers too?
What's that?
Aren't they kickers too?
Yeah, but when they spit hawkers. So it's like,
yeah.
Oof. So I think they'll probably knock you out.
Yeah. Sarah likes turtles, in case you didn't know. So.
I like cats.
I'm glad we're getting all this information. Killer information. So the 127, how was it? I mean, I saw you made it all the way up to Michigan. So
we did, yeah. So we weren't planning on going to Michigan. I can tell you that. That was first off. That was off the books, but it was always one of the things I always talk about. My grandpa passed away. He's the one that got me into reselling and whatever. Well, we never went to Michigan. So, So Jen and I, we went just because the weather was all screwy. We just started going north. So, and she looked at her Google, because I didn't even know where we were. I was like, where are we? You know what I mean? When you just start driving, you don't know.
Yeah, we've done that before.
Well, it's because it's weird. Here, 127 goes straight, but then all of a sudden it says 127 this way. Then you got to start turning. I was like, okay, we're getting probably to the tip of Ohio right now. So we didn't even know. And she's like, we're like probably 20 minutes from Michigan. I was like, well, how far is Addison? And she's like, 28. I was like, let's go. So so we just did it. So yeah, it was cool. It was different, but it wasn't nothing. If anybody wants to start out there, it's the same as here. So it's kind of like it was kind of like we were picking at home, but it was good.
You did well though, from what I saw. Your
we
recap.
did. Yeah. Thanks GoPro or whatever happened. Yeah, it's all lies.
I've had that happen. Yeah.
So embarrassing, man. Like I said, I had people that were coming up to it, like actually subscribers coming up talking. That was cool. And now it's gone. But yeah, we picked up a lot of stuff. But the hats were crazy. So that's where I wanted to talk about. So I'm gonna make all my money back on hats, and everything else we'll still have profit because I got some of them.
I have a question for you. Yeah. Is the Dale Senior jacket leaving your house?
Yes.
Oh, really? I saw that thing and I'm like, there's no way he's letting that thing go.
If it was a 2X, Jen's like, she didn't even want to look at the size. She was like, it's gonna be stayed. It was large. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna get it listed tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure that would never leave.
That was found on the third day.
That's crazy.
And like I said, my wife found it underneath a table because she was like, it was weird. It was folded up. You see it in a bag, or you just see something black in a bag, in a box. And she's like, what's that? I was like, I don't know. I'm investigating like some pottery or something. I don't even know. I was looking at it, but these girls were selling everything for like $1 or $2. So I mean, I'm talking like some like uranium glass they're selling for $1. So then all of a sudden I see it unravel and I see a 3 by my head. I was like, uh-oh. Jen's like, I was like, what are they gonna? Well, they had that and they had a Tommy Hilfiger jacket together in the bag. And she's like, yeah, our grandpa had them dry clean and they just stuffed them in a closet. We forgot they were there. When it started raining, we just shoved them underneath the table. But it was in a tent, so I was like, okay, well, that's good. So so Jen's like, of course, they're like, what do you want to pay for it? I was like, oh no, we're not gonna do this.
People say that.
And if I don't like it, because that's where I got the Caddyshack gopher. So let's go back. We got the gopher, a Spice of Life, coffee pot thing that we've never seen before, and 2 other things for $10. So I told Jen, I said, I bet you that jacket's gonna be cheap. So then they came back. She said she wanted 15 a piece for both the jackets. I was like, I said, I can't.
Oh, you negotiated?
Well, I told her, I was like, I'm not going to do 15 on the Tommy because Tommy's up and down. You don't know which Tommy it was.
If it's got the flag on it,
Yeah, and it didn't.
if it's got the flag on it, it's worth some money.
This was
but
just
it
your
doesn't-
normal.
Or the one with the big lettering on the sides too, right?
Yeah. This was just a plain Jane Tommy. So I was honest with the girl. I was like, I'll give you 15 on the Dell Senior. So when we were carrying that thing to the car, everybody was like, they were just so mad. And some guy, it was funny. Some guy made the comment, right? Because this was like a flea market style, but it was set up at somebody's house, and he was like, if they overpaid for that one, I guarantee you. I was like, what, $15? He's like, what? But yeah, it was cool, man.
Just mind your business. Seriously.
Like I said, that would have been a time to have the wagon because we were carrying everything out. Like,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, but we spent at that one little spot there. We spent like $28. So we probably have $500 worth of stuff right there.
Yeah,
so
easily.
It was
Nice.
good.
Yeah, it was good.
Still don't know if the gopher works. I hope he does. Because like I said, he'll be 30. He'll be 30, 40.
I think he sings
I'm all right.
by Kenny Loggins, and then he dances. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen him before. CVA flips. My Alabama cousin got beat up by an emu once.
Yeah, they're mean.
Yeah, they are. Seems like a great YouTube channel. Should have that guy on as a special guest. Are you talking about me, or are you talking about Trash for Cash podcast? Because I'm still waiting on my invite.
Yeah,
for the Trash Cat. I think waiting on it. Someday one of the three of them will talk to me about it. Jimmy is now the crazy cat man. Some lady was giving kittens away, and one kept following him and sat on his foot.
It was so bad.
Did you take it home with you?
No, like so again, where were we? Were we like 10? Were we in Michigan or right before Michigan? I can't remember because dude, when you hit somebody's cells, you don't even remember.
Yeah.
That. I just know I was on 127, but
probably or nearby.
But so just like it was funny because there was a big cell across the street, and there was a big cell to the right. So I was like, let's just do this while we're parked, and then we'll risk our lives and cross the street without our car. I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah.
And Jen's like, I got a good feeling about the one across the street. Well, when we're walking, I start laughing. She's like, what? We laugh. I was like, yeah, because it says free kittens. She's like, it does? I was like, oh, crap. She didn't even see the sign. But these kittens were too small. I mean, for them to be given away. So
she said before Michigan.
I mean, it was cute, but I was like, Jen, we just put a deposit down on another cat. So
you did.
We don't. And one of its brothers or sisters or whatever it was, they looked sick. So I was like, Jen, we're gonna have to go get this thing wormed, shots.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bring this home to our cats, you know.
Yeah, no, you don't. Especially if they have worms or fleas or something, that would be a disaster.
I could have named it 127.
You could have, yeah. You could have. Christopher says, I do the 127, but it costs me $1,000 to get there. Wow. That's a commitment.
Really? Oh, wow.
I like it. Where are you coming from, Christopher?
Cost me $1 to get there.
He lives right off it. You live on it, don't you?
It's right
on it, right off it. Yeah.
A third of a mile.
I'm always looking at random stuff as my wife finds the real scores. Yeah, Double X Dale Senior, I would wear it. Yeah,
same.
I would too. It was the luck of the fanny pack, Jimmy. That's right.
It was just my wife out picking me again. That's all it was.
Right. She thinks the wagon gave you bad juju. Every time we pulled it out, we didn't put anything in it. But when we didn't take it, we had our arms full.
Like I said, the wagon brought the good luck of this, you know.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's sports specialties.
Is it brand new?
Yeah, it's dead stock. Look at that thing. No sweat stain.
Yeah, I think
I overpaid for this. I paid $9 for it.
No, you didn't overpay for it.
Well,
it's a $50 hat, probably, right?
More than that. It's probably 70, 80.
Oh well.
But I mean,
if it was the corduroy, it'd be worth a lot more.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. And if it had like a bigger star on it, you know,
I'm surprised you're actually able to hold that thing in your hand. Mm-hmm. Is it burning your hand at all?
I got paper. See it?
Okay. That makes sense.
So that's where I was kind of mad on my footage because that was our second big stop. We went to the All Glaze County Fair, and generally you can't find nothing in there because these people are just everything's gold to them, right?
Yeah.
Well, so I told Jen, because I seen a sign pointing to it, said vintage clothing, vintage hats, everything. I was like, oh, this is so gonna be expensive. Well, let's go have fun with the GoPro. Well, it all got erased, but anyway, so their shirts were $5 to $10. Their jackets were $20. They had logo 7s for $20. It was just crazy. Like, I could have spent all my money at this place, but I was like, Jen, we got to be careful. She's like, yeah, you got to be careful. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I picked all their hats for about $2 to $5. But then the guy seen all the hats I had in my hands, and he's like, hey, he's like, I got 20 hats in the trailer. You want to look at them? I was like, oh, this is such a bad.
Yes.
Well, so we had this one too. So,
oh wow, that's cool.
So I went through a lot of what he had, and I was like, I'm not going to spend $10 for what the hats that he had, or 20. Right. So then I seen the tag of this one, so I tested the waters with him, and I was like, Jen's like, what do you think he's going to say? I was like, I don't know. I said, he probably knows. I mean, if he has this in a trailer, he knows what it's worth.
Maybe.
I was like, Jen, if he says $10, we're getting it. You know? So I was like, hey man, I was like, what do you got on this hat? And he's like, which one? I was like, the Cowboys. He's like, oh. He's like, is 10 too much? I was like, I should have said yes, but I was just you're filming at this point, right? So you're like,
nah.
And then I was like, yeah. I'll do it. And he's like, oh. So then what about this one? You know? And then he was like, you know what? If you want both those hats, I'll do both of them for 18. I was like, oh crap.
There you go.
So by the time we were ready to check out, I have shirts, I have hats. It should have been over $140. I think that's right where we were at with full price. He's like, "Will you just want these 65 for everything?" I was like, "Yeah, I will."
Yes.
And I'm trying to stay calm because I'm trying not to act, and then I forget because I'm like, "Dang it, I brought 5s and 1s, so I'm gonna have to count all this out." I was like, "This is so embarrassing." But,
hey, whatever. It seemed like it worked out.
It did work out. I mean, we enjoy it. I mean,
yeah, it is fun. We're kind of sad that we didn't get to go, but there was just between finding somebody to watch the dog and then us being sick, it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
next year maybe. Ping had 18 cats at one time. So told not to feed the cat, but he finally did. Finally down to 5 cats. That's good. That's how we have 4. We have 5.
We're soon to have 2.
Which one? Oh, it's my boy's half brother. Are you getting the half brother of your current cat?
Yeah, he actually has the flat face.
So. You're naming him Odin.
Yeah, because he's Loki. So the one we have his name's Loki, and Odin. She names them after these shows, so it's okay.
Everybody. I spent weeks taking them down to Petco to get them adopted. Oh, well, that's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We used to live next to a lady who fed stray cats, and when she moved, well, she didn't move. I won't say what happened to her, but nothing. I mean, she's alive, but she, I mean, who cares? She ended up going into rehab in California. And like nobody was living there, so the cats were like starving, and they're feral, but they're used to being fed, so they don't hunt. So like anytime we'd be around, like we'd have like Sarah would get out of her car and like there'd just be this crowd of cats meowing at her. So she started feeding them because like they weren't eating, and like a few of them were, most of them were like, if you ever see stray cats and they have their ear clipped, that means they've been fixed. And so most of them were fixed, but there was 1 or 2 that weren't, and they were having kittens. And every time like a litter of kittens would be around, we'd put them all in a box and take them to the Humane Society. And like it was just we had one of our cats is from that litter because there was like an all gray one, and we had to have it. So one of our cats that cat won the cat lottery because that cat was literally living in a Tupperware container in front of a house that nobody lived in.
Oh wow!
And we took the rest of the litter to the Humane Society, and that one stayed with us. So, yeah, that was crazy. But the Thor, he didn't look like a Thor, so Odin it is. Nice.
Yeah.
The rescue place paid for spade and neutering. We paid for the food. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. So, the other topic we wanted to talk about, unless you got other things that you want to talk about from the 127?
This was hot. I know.
It was hot. And that massive elephant ear you showed me.
Dude, that thing.
That was like a 13-inch pizza, dude. Like that thing was huge.
So again, so that was actually right over by my house. It was like where I was kind of showing where I said this is Darke County steam threshers to the left, but in my one video. But so that's all we did there is we just got something to eat. So it was worth it. Well, she was like, because when you got out of the car, it almost smelled like he was at a fair.
Yeah.
And I don't know. After being sick, our senses are now like we have like dog powder or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like my sense of smell's a little better.
She was like, "Do you smell that?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Dude, that cinnamon is strong." I was like, "What is it?" And I looked up. I was like, "Look, they got elephant ears, $5." I thought, I bet you they're not worth it. Well, we seen this guy carrying them out. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Is that the?" Nah. I was like, "Is that the elephant ears?" He's like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "Jen, we're getting one before we leave, man."
Hey, do you know what those are?
No.
It's fry bread. So it's essentially like a big piece of like fried dough that they put cinnamon sugar on. It's kind of like a churro, but it's more like it looks more like a thin crust pizza with that they like fry and throw like cinnamon sugar on it. They're really good. But they're also probably not very good for you, but they're really good.
I guarantee they're not, but it was worth $5.
Yeah, biggest elephant ear I've ever had. So,
and that's why I compared it with my hand, because I just wanted to show you the size of that thing, dude. I was like,
well, the picture you sent me, it almost looked like it was on the ground, and then I saw Jen's arm, and I'm like, wait a minute, she's holding that thing. I'm like, wow, that thing's massive.
Yeah.
So, Rosie says up here we call it fried dough. Yeah, it's fried dough north, and then it's fry bread in Arizona and like New Mexico and those areas, and then it's elephant ears up here in California. They probably don't make it at all.
Probably.
So this is probably nothing.
We probably do, but I don't look for it, so who knows? But I'm pretty sure there's somewhere here.
It tastes a little bit. It tastes a little bit like a churro. It's not as good as a churro.
If I would have to guess, it would be at one of the night market events that they probably have something like that.
Yeah. $5. I got one at the Ren Fair yesterday and it was $8. Oh, sorry.
Generally, that's what it is at our fair. That's why I was like, $5. This is gonna be tiny.
Do you have the picture on your phone? Jen wants you to show the picture to Ed.
I'm trying to find it.
I don't have my phone with me, so.
I think he's gonna just put it on the screen.
Because we have to keep my daughter busy somehow.
There you go. I like it. So while you're looking, so the topic that came up yesterday was quite the interesting topic. You were talking about college kids, but I was talking about resellers in general, because I feel like a lot of resellers got into reselling during the pandemic. And you got it.
Holy!
I'll make it big.
It looks like a funnel cake.
It's a sister, yeah.
Kind of. It's not as stringy as funnel cake. It's more like a flat bread.
Yeah, it's flat.
Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, that's definitely not good for
you. Take me off!
Take me off the big screen. So, anyways, we were talking about that yesterday, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So, like, I feel like a lot of people got into reselling, in 2021, and then they got that 1099. And I feel like a lot of resellers are going to be, I feel like it's going to thin out quite a bit in the coming months. I feel like some people may have filed extensions till October. We did, but not because of any reason. We just didn't want to pay the IRS till October. So, right. I don't know. I mean, you were talking about college kids though, in particular. Do you have, like, in your area, is there a lot of college kids that are doing this, or are you just saying in general?
I'm assuming it's college kids because of all the way that I forgot who. I think I was talking to a coworker or somebody, and we were talking the fact that now it's not like before when our parents, they had to go work at McDonald's or they had to go work at these kind of places to have like a summer job when they were in college or something.
Right. Yeah.
Now they have Uber, Lyft, reselling, DoorDash, everything. Now all you need is a car, your phone, and that's it. You don't need to go apply for a job anymore. And that's what I think college kids did during the summer, because they're not going to get your traditional jobs anymore. They don't want to go work at a fast food place getting screamed at least here in Cali. They
Right.
do that. So they're gonna go to reselling. They're gonna do DoorDash, and recently I've been seeing a lot of people doing DoorDash, Uber Eats,
Yeah.
and all that now.
We do it.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing, and then I think that might also be contributing to some college students probably leaving reselling, because maybe that's more beneficial to them, because maybe they don't like the whole sourcing, taking pictures and everything. They would rather just sit in the car, grab the food, and take it to the people, and that's it.
Yeah. It is still the same idea, though. It is still you're still going to get a 1099 at the end of the day. You're still going to have to pay your own taxes, which I feel like, I don't know. To me, I was talking to a few people about this actually prior to you even bringing that up last night, and I was like, yeah, this is a really good topic, because I was talking to a few people last night, and I feel like a lot of, even just non-college kids, I feel like a lot of people changed professions. We did. I mean, we changed professions. Sarah left her job, and my life shifted. I was a landscaper, and then all of a sudden, reselling started taking over. And so like the landscaping kind of went on the back burner, and reselling started being the driving force. But I feel like, there's a lot of people that got into reselling because they thought it was easy money, and they thought it was, like it was on YouTube and things of that nature. And then now they're facing down a tax bill, or they're going, wait a minute, this is not an easy job, because it's not. It was easier during the pandemic when nobody was leaving the house. In early 2021, late 2020, that was, we were going crazy. We were, I think our best week we were around $3,100. And for us that's a lot, because we don't sell real high ticket items, so we were insane. And so I feel like it was a really profitable business back then, and now that times are getting tough, I feel like a lot of people are closing up shop and saying, what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go back to paycheck with whatever job it is that I'm going to get. And I feel like that's going to become a problem. Like, it's not going to become a problem for us. And I guess the short version of what I was trying to say last night, and I didn't really get it all out, is that, like, now's the time to hang on. Like, now's the time to just say, wait a minute, I'm going to weather the storm and hope the economy. And once the economy gets better, you're going to be one of, a lot less resellers, and, making a lot more money. So that's, to me, is what we're hoping on, and what I think is going to happen. I think that a lot of people are getting that sticker shock. They got that 1099. They're going, oh crap, now I have to pay all these taxes.
And I think another thing too is a lot of people were probably trying to take advantage of all the extra money that people were getting, and then of course that when they probably searched up side hustle or whatever on YouTube, one of the top YouTubers will probably come up, and of course all they would do is just show their good stuff. So then they would think, I was like, oh, this is easy. I know my thrift store sells that exact same thing. They sell it for $2. I can make the $50 from it.
I was wondering why there's a shortage of mugs in my thrift stores.
But I think some people were just trying to take advantage of that. And yeah, a lot of people, that unexpected $600 thing, that's probably what it was, the big trigger for people. It's like, oh dang, now they're gonna know that I'm making this extra money.
I actually forgot.
And now I have to report it, because now I can't hide it anymore. And even they'll come after you maybe 4 years later in the future, but they will be coming after you eventually.
And our government, in their infinite wisdom, hired 87,000 more IRS agents recently. So
I just saw that too. So now they're going to be cracking down even more. So if you think you're going to be able to get away with it, think again. Everything is digital now, so they're going to know every single transaction you do.
I have many comments for all of that, all of which I'm going to keep to myself. But I have tons of comments about that particular thing. It is, and I feel like that is going to become an issue. But I feel also like, for those of you that are invested heavily into it and have, like with us, our sales are down. We're definitely down. We're down close to 15% from last year, which is a lot for us. And it's, we've taken on other things to make up the difference, but there's no part of us that is like ready to pull the rug out from under this and go do something else, or go back to 9 to 5. Like, neither one of us want to do it. We've talked about it, and it's like, no, this is way too awesome. Like, yeah, we work 6 days a week, but now's the time to hang on, in my opinion. If you have the ability to do it, and you don't have kids to support or things like that, that you really have the opportunity to be able to hang on, once you come out the other end of this, and all those resellers that were kind of fly by night resellers have been purged, you're going to be in a really good situation. It's just my opinion, but I feel like it's definitely the definitely the way to go.
And it's also good too, because all of our sourcing spots, they're gonna have more better stuff for us, because that's even less competition for us. Like for me, and I want to ask you Adam too right now, but for me, I've noticed when I went to my regular sourcing spot, 3 people I always recognized. I always knew they were there. I knew they were resellers. I haven't seen them for the past month anymore, like anywhere.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned how like 3 or 4 people that you personally know that already quit reselling. Like, what was the reason for it?
One of them got a decent job, and we're actually buying out a chunk of this person's inventory. I won't mention names, but one of them is actually just selling and getting out altogether, because they got a part-time job that turned into a full-time job, and now they're actually making more money, and so forth and so forth. And then there's other people that I know that just said, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's not sustaining the amount that I need to sustain, and so forth. So that's the most common answer I hear is that business is down too much. I need to stop. And, I've been self-employed for many years, so I'm used to this. Like, I've gone through a recession and been self-employed, and I know exactly what you need to do at this time. And it's not, a lot of people will say hit the gas and start investing heavily into your business, and most people aren't in a position to do that. Most people have to use it for bills, and have to use it for gas, and have to use it for car payments and everything like that. But I mean, if you are in that position and you do have some money that you can invest in your business, now is a great time to do it, because you can get things on the cheap, and you can buy in bulk, because there are people that are getting out of this that just are like, get this out of my house. But if that's not, what you're in the position to do, my personal thing is just stay the course, continue doing what you're doing, maybe bump it up a little bit, maybe take your sourcing down, and kind of figure things out a little bit more, and that kind of thing. But just stay the course, just keep going forward, and eventually you'll come out on the other end, you'll be better off. So that's just the thing. That's my opinion. CVA says here in Lynchburg, everybody and their brothers into reselling. Reselling is definitely not easy. It's hard work, sourcing, not to mention listing and shipping. A lot of work. Yeah, for sure. We work more now than we did when we worked 9 to 5, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So
same, and I actually stepped it up ever since I took Tommy's advice. I've been stepping it up so much that
your invoice is growing.
I mean, he's not here right now, but this has been my second best week since reselling.
You could be creeping.
Oh, if Tommy's here, then cool. But this has been my second best week of reselling since starting.
Nice.
Like it's been good.
I like it. He gave you some good advice, and I was, as soon as he said it to you, I was like, yeah, do that. Well, now they have to claim taxes before they had up to 20K. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, Kristen. See, she's here.
Hi, Kristen.
Hello.
We knew she'd be here. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
But that's why you pay quarterly, so when the taxes do come due, you don't get a sticker shock. True. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people don't know these things.
I'm still doing yearly.
Yeah, me too. Marketplace boutiques, when sales are down, it's time to list. Yep. That's it. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Reselling is easy, man.
Okay.
Go do 41 hours in the heat in 4 days. Man, I was like, wow. That was the shock of, like I said, I took PTO for it. And I was like, the first day was cool. I was like, man, this is what it's like to be full time. And then the second day, I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Well, it's not. I feel like it really isn't. And I'm not, I mean, the 127 comes once a year. So yeah, maybe for a couple days it's going to be that way. But more or less when you're full time, the majority of the things you're doing is like trying to find bulk deals. So you're trying to find like an auction where you're going to bid like tons of stuff on it. And you're trying to find, like, that's what we do. Like Sarah got, hundreds of cabbage patches, not hundreds, maybe like 40 cabbage patches recently. And then there's like 7 more on the way. But it's, that's kind of that's what we spend our days doing. Like when we're sitting like after live, or like at 9 o'clock at night when we're just watching television or something like that. Both of us are on our phone looking at Shop Goodwill, looking at high bid, looking at, different things, trying to figure out like, what can we bid on? What can we get coming to the house? That way, maybe we're not wasting as much time going out and doing things. So, CVA says, couldn't agree more. Marketplace boutique until you run out of things to list because you're struggling with balance of sourcing and surviving. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things to do is balance that, because if you get to that point, that's when you start either re-evaluating things, listing out of a death pile, or you maybe this isn't for you. So
and that's why I only source once a week. At least I try, and that's just my flea market trip. And I usually spend around $400 to $500, but I usually double or triple my money, sometimes quadruple.
Yeah.
Whenever I get around to listing it, though.
Sarah would be going crazy. She saw your death piles.
It's actually a lot less now.
Yeah, I bet. Jen says most people source in stores or online. We're sourcing outside in the heat and the sun. It was exhausting. Yeah, it is. But that only comes once a year. So it's not like you're doing that every day.
It was worth it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it was. Mark says, if I went full time, I'd be on the road 50% of the days. Yeah, that's pretty much what we are. I always have ephemera in my back pocket, especially during winter. See, and that's what started us, is that our ephemera was always our fill-in. Like, if we had a week where we were didn't have a good sourcing week or whatever, ephemera would just come up and we would list postcards, or I just got a big shipment of postcards in the other day. And that's, it's a great filler for us because our stores got a lot of that on there. And also, they're easy to list. They're there, 1,000 of them is only taking up this much room, so it works out. Yeah. Ephemera is always the easy ticket. Sarah says no death piles, only backlogged ephemera.
Yeah,
and cabbage patches, because she has like 6 or 7 naked cabbies sitting in the kitchen right now. So.
I don't have a death pile. I have a landfill. It's just huge.
Jimmy doesn't have a death pile. He's a death garage.
Anybody wants to buy a tote? I've got them full right now.
Anybody want to buy 1,500 shoes? I'm not kidding. That's how much I have.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. And that's the only problem I ever had with shoes, is it takes so much space. You have a garage, though, so you at least can keep, like, if we had that many shoes, our basement would be filled with shoes, and Sarah would be freaking out. It would not be good.
I mean, thankfully, it's working out for me, and I always end up coming back with another 30 pairs every Saturday, and I can get them done quick. And it's. I think one time I ended up ditching work. Hopefully, they're not watching, but I ended up ditching work, and I finished 6 bags of IKEA, six IKEA full bags of shoes, and I did all that in, I think, 4 or 5 hours. And then in my head, I'm like, man, I wish I was full time so I could do this. But then I realized, like, wait, once I'm done, I gotta go get more though.
Yeah.
So I can have a death pile now because I do it only once a week, and I have my time is limited. But if I were to do it full time, I was like, oh, I gotta do this probably every single day. I would enjoy it, but man, that's probably more work than what I usually do.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. I mean, I feel like shoes sell well enough that. Hello. Thanks. I feel like shoes sell well enough that it's worth it. It's worth all that effort.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas,
some of I think I listed 30 yesterday, and immediately 4 of those pairs sold immediately, and they were all over $70.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking to you soon because I think we're buying a lot of shoes in the very near future.
Do you think that has a lot of doing with in our area because people are starting to go back to school?
And that's the thing. A lot of the shoes that a lot of the shoes that I'm selling, they're going to the East Coast. They're not coming to the West Coast. They're going all the way to the East Coast. And I think it's because I'm doing flat of $12 shipping too. I'm not doing calculated anymore for East Coast. Yeah, so I think if it was calculated, it would charge, like you guys, I think it would charge you like $16.78, something like that. And then
if it's over 2 pounds, if it's under 2 pounds, it's $12.80.
Yeah. Well, 12-pound rate, but not with our eBay discount. Like, say you were just a regular buyer, if you calculate, I think it would charge the buyer $16.78, somewhere like that, and then ours will be $12.29, at least for me to send it to you. And now for East Coast buyer, I do just a flat rate of $12. I pay the 29 cents extra. And for West Coast buyers, I just do a flat out $10 because I use the business table thing that they have for the shipping, and that's what's been helping out a lot. And it actually does work.
A lot of the times too, do you check UPS and FedEx? Because a lot of the times for us, if something's going to Oregon, or LA or something like that, it's like $12 or $14. If it's over 2 pounds, if it's under 2 pounds, it's fine. But if it's like 3 pounds and above, it's like $18 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then FedEx or UPS are like 12 and 13.
I've had bad experience with both FedEx and UPS already with the whole double charge or extra charge that once the month is over. So I said I'm not using it anymore. I just do 3 pound. Once I reach the 3 pound rate, I do calculated shipping, and then people still pay, especially East Coast, they still pay the $20 shipping for it. So
yeah.
Like, okay.
But Jimmy, you're probably right. A lot of shoes are probably going for back to college, back to school, things like that. So using mommy and daddy's credit card.
Yeah, like 2 backpacks that I've had probably for a year because they're backpacks. I had them for a year. I had 2 of them sold for $100, $100 each, all going to the East Coast. Yeah. And I'm assuming it's because it's back to school that everybody wants that new backpack. They just want the new stuff right now because they're going back already.
It's funny that you say that because a lot of our Cabbage Patches are going to the West Coast, and I don't know why. which sucks too because we do flat rate on them, and we're talking about adding $1 to it because we do $10.50 flat rate, so we lose $1.90 or something like that whenever it goes to the West Coast. But most of them have been going to the West Coast. So, or out of the country. We the last 2 Cabbage Patches that sold on Etsy, one went to Australia and one went to the UK. And the one from Australia spent $40 to ship that thing. I was like, wow.
I really wanted
crazy. Yeah. Let's see. I don't understand people who have that much stuff not listed. Sarah's citing. It's like watching money rot, or maybe it's just hoarding. Yeah, there you go. Jen says we have a 127 death pile right now.
It's hoarding, and let's see. No. I just love it so much. I love to sleep with it. No.
There you go. It's an investment. It's your retirement plan.
I mean, see, what did we pick up, Jen? We picked up 10 Cabbage Patch Kids, so I guess I could call somebody if they wanted to buy them, right? I mean, so
they keep dangling that carrot in front of her.
She saw it in the video in the tote. She's like, "What are they doing at the tote?" No. But no, so I mean, we got that. I've got a pair of shoes I could sell it out of the tote. They're baby shoes. Okay. No, I mean,
some of those baby shoes I've seen Rosie sell some of those like baby Jordans and stuff for good money.
Yeah, these
baby
these
Jordans
ones will be $40. I looked them up.
Really?
And guess how much I got them for? $1.
Oh, I was gonna say $1. That seems like something that's a sleeper at any sale. Like nobody wants them. I've actually been starting to look at like our thrift stores. And that thrift store that I always tell you guys about that we go to where they're insane with their prices. Yeah. They had, so the last time we were there, and I don't think I ever told you guys the story. So last time we were there was 7 pairs of Jordans, and they were all size 10 to 13. Like, and they weren't sizes. They were good sizes. Yeah. But they weren't like really great Jordans. You know, they were probably like early to mid 2000 Jordans. So they're probably $50, $60 Jordans at best. Every one of them, $65, $65. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And then there was one for $39.99. And I was like, oh, sweet. I'm like, but it was 25% off that tag. So I was like, I could make this work. Okay. If it's like a $80 pair of Jordans. So I looked it up, $20 to $5 on eBay. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I've been like, I'll pay $5 for that pair. Probably not. I probably still wouldn't have paid $5 for them.
It's insane. Like they just, I get it, and they sell them. That's the problem. Like I'll go back and they'll be gone.
Oh yeah.
So, and most of them are on the tag that never goes on sale. Like they're on a white tag, and white tags never go on sale. So that somebody's buying them for that much money. So,
if probably for personal use, though, I don't think it's going to be for reselling.
Probably. Kelly prefers backstock versus desk pile. I guess it depends on what you sell. Yeah, backstock sounds better. I prefer Big Daddy's credit card. $40 is crazy. Yeah. Do you ship out of the country? We do, but we only use either eBay's program or Etsy's program. And Etsy's program is just about as simple.
Yeah, I only use GSP, and yeah, people pay up to like $60 just to take it out of the country.
I'll show it to you. I'm gonna cover my address, but that's Etsy. It's just export facility in Philadelphia. Some of them you have to write the VAT number on, but other than that, it's the same. Ship it to Philly. They take care of the rest. So it works. We like Etsy, but that fee. I mean, it's cool because every now and again you get a surprise sale on Etsy, so you're like, hey, Etsy, yay! But I don't know. I think it depends on what you sell. Like, I don't think you'd do very well on Etsy. Jimmy, you might with hats.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, eBay hats been flying off of it, man.
Yeah.
I just find this vintage Looney Tune one. This 1994 beanie.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. Is that Sylvester? I'm gonna make you big.
Yeah.
Sylvester.
Sylvester and Tweety.
Look
like they're in college or something.
Oh, it's got like a little tassel on the top too.
Yeah. Tassel.
Precious.
So tag does say 94. So Acme Clothing.
Oh, that was from the Warner Brothers store.
Yeah, so that's the tag.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
and then made in the USA. So 94.
Look at that. It's not even sweated off, man.
No, it actually feels cool. So I'm gonna see when I get around to listening to that.
Go figure that you find something like that in California where nobody would ever wear something like that. Actually, that's not true.
I was excited to finding all these. You know?
Well, the thing is, where I go, they have a bunch of hats. And they're usually 2 for $5. There you go.
Come on.
Yeah.
Every time I go to a flea market, every time I go anywhere, I look for those stripes hats, and I find this many.
We found 6 in the same.
I think they're all in Ohio.
No,
yeah,
they were tearing them up in Tennessee, man. I was crying.
Were they?
Yeah, I was watching their video. I was like,
should have gone to Tennessee.
I guess. Could have free barbecue too. You know?
I know. Dave cried. So let's see. Whirl Squirrel says I had an Etsy 100 years ago. Yeah, when I did crafty stuff. I only sold a couple of things a few times, so I bailed. Things might be different these days. I feel like Etsy's good for certain things. It's good for ephemera. It's good for dolls. It's good for handmade stuff. It's good for one-of-a-kind items or custom items. But other than that, if you're doing anything outside of that, I don't think Etsy's going to be all that great.
We had good luck with Etsy on Corningware. Man,
Corningware, yeah, stuff like that. Sure.
I was reading that people do it. People do list shoes on Etsy, but I don't really think they sell at all.
I would. Well, so here's the thing: is you're going to pay 20 cents for that listing 3 months from now. Mm-hmm. So if you list,
1,000
things, you're paying 20 cents. Mark has a system where he breaks it up, and lists like 5 things, or 10 things a day or something like that for a week, and then takes a couple weeks off, then does it again, so that way you don't get that massive bill. But yeah, they will charge you for the listing. The nice thing about Etsy though is that it's almost everything's covered by their program, like Macari and Poshmark, and their system, like their shipping system, is idiot proof. Like seriously, if you can't ship with Etsy, you're not paying attention. Like it's so simple. So they really they have a good system. But yeah, I think if you're selling like vintage stuff, one of a kind items, even like stuff like that you got, like Jimmy, like that Ohio hat, things like that would probably sell well on Etsy because people use that kind of stuff and people are looking for weird stuff on Etsy. Cabbage patches do well.
Okay.
So, but it's more of a, ooh, I got an Etsy sale. So
it was just weird seeing that in Michigan though. I was like, what is this doing here?
That is, yeah.
I was like, you're going to come back home. I don't understand.
That's true.
I was gonna ask for you guys, or anyone in the chat. Has anyone actually like seriously put in work into the Goodwill's reseller site?
Is it live? I didn't even know it was live.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's been live for I think like the past month and a half or so. And the only reason I'm not using this because in order to get your payouts, it needs to be a PayPal business. It can't be a personal.
That's
Really?
lame.
Right. So it's
I think our PayPal is a business account now, though.
Well, it makes you log in through their site, and then if it's just a personal PayPal account, they'll tell you it's like, oh, you can't connect it with this service because it needs to be a PayPal business.
Yeah,
and then
but
you have to do all that.
To change a PayPal business account from a personal to a business, you just go into the settings and click
the
business.
button.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
I think now it actually asks you for information about your business.
No, well, we have one, so it's not a big deal. But no, I haven't played around. Maybe I'll do that because I'm curious. The only problem I have, like what everybody is saying about it, is that they're going to be tracking data, so that we're giving Goodwill information on things that sell well. But I'm going to say this right now: Goodwill already knows. Like you can tell that Goodwill already knows because we all do the. I mean, I think everybody in the chat would say the same thing. Goodwill is Goodwill, and you go into Goodwill expecting to find things that they missed. Like that's it. Like I don't think anybody is going into Goodwill thinking like there's going to be 30 pairs of Jordans just sitting there for $10 a piece. Like everybody's just going to go into Goodwill to find things that they missed. Like Corningware is a good thing that they miss constantly because they'll put it out there for like $4.99 and it's $100 a piece or something like that. Mm-hmm. Books, they miss books all the time. They mix records all the time. But like video games, video game systems, all that stuff. Clothing, shoes. That's all in the glass case. And a lot of the time it's comical. I mean, like how many Goodwills have you been in, looked in the glass case and saw Princess Di Beanie Baby, for $80 or something like that.
I saw some Jordan flights that were worth $25 on the case for $70.
Yeah. There was they're Converse C60s. They're like the high top basketball shoes with like the
fancy looking ones.
Well, they're kind of fancy looking, but like the tongue has like two holes in it. They were at our Salvation Army for $79.99, and I was
that's how much they sell for on eBay.
No, they don't even make it that far. They're like $65 shoes.
Oh, really? I sold mine for $80.
No, they were the white and green and yellow ones. Like, but the white, it was primarily white. There was like the little swoops that were green and yellow, and that was it. So they weren't super fancy, but. Yeah. They were. I looked them up and I was like, yeah, these aren't worth $79. I mean, you gotta get out of your mind. Gulf Coast Pickers in the house. What's happening?
Hey.
Yeah. So this is Mark. I list 10 a day on Etsy and stop at 3,000 listing, which equals about an eBay store charge. So there you go.
Which store does Mark have?
He has his Etsy store. Oh, no. He would have to have a big one because he's got 10,000 plus.
Oh, so yes, he probably has the Anchor then.
Yeah, or is that the top one?
No, I think the top one is Entrepreneur that has like, what is it, 1 million or something ridiculous, and then the Anchor has 100,000, and then the Premium has 10,000 listings now.
Yeah, so he might have an Anchor. I don't know, Mark. What do you have?
Premium.
Yeah, Sarah couldn't figure out the Etsy shipping system today. No, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it would. No, in her defense, it was a overseas one, which can be a little confusing if you've never done it before. But it's really, really simple. You literally just print the label and stick it on there. It's just like eBay. Nope, I haven't looked at it. 8 days in for the month, and I have $140 in my Etsy PayPal payout account. Yeah, that's not great, but for postcards. All my accounts, eBay, Etsy, PayPal is set for business. No. Rally Roots did an interview with Rally Roots did an interview with Goodwill, a VP or something. I watched it. It was interesting. Okay.
It was interesting. I watched the whole thing. I think it was like an hour 30 minutes. It was long, and I actually did watch the whole thing. And yes, it is.
What time are you staying up till?
Oh, I drink one probably like 5 minutes before I go to sleep, and I still knock out.
God, yeah. I mean, toss the tournament.
I wouldn't. I'd be sitting out in my. I'd be sitting in my living room watching MASH. I would never be able to go to sleep.
Well, I mean, I still have 5 IKEA bags of shoes to do. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so I watched that interview, and he was basically just explaining how his section works, and he even admitted to that. It's like, yeah, not every section works the way that I do. Some of them have ill intent. He might have not used that word, but I think that's kind of like what he was probably suggesting. And we know it's true that some people, some managers, they just want those numbers so they could keep getting raises and whatnot. But he was just explaining all that.
Does Goodwill really pay that much?
No, I think they pay minimum. And the rule here in Cali, at least, if they work in that Goodwill, they can't buy from that Goodwill.
Yeah,
right.
Same here.
Yeah, so
same here too.
Yeah,
I think I think what people do is they just say, it's like, oh, my family member needs a job, just go work over there and tell me what the things come in, and that's it. Technically, they're not breaking the rules.
That's true. Rosie says, yeah, Rosie's Goodwills are unique. The Massachusetts Goodwills are unique. They don't mark things up. You keep going back.
My favorite went down.
You keep going back because they miss things. Do you think they do that on purpose? No, we don't keep. We haven't been to a Goodwill in months. I couldn't. The last time we were at the Goodwill was with the shirts, and like we've been thinking about going back just to do a video, and like neither one of us want to go because I mean we'd literally be going back, spending an hour of our time just to see if they stopped ripping people off with shirts, which they probably didn't. But yeah, I mean we very seldom, like we go to Goodwills and thrift stores more in the winter than we do in the summer.
Yeah.
But now with the way our store is, like, you know, and there's a lot of ephemera and stuff that we get from places that ship, most of there's just no real reason to go to a Goodwill or a thrift store at this point because we've got plenty of stuff coming in and plenty of stuff in backstock. So here's a premium. We got.
Will you still be going back to the bins for winter?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like t-shirt sales are kind of over. I don't know. What do you think, Jimmy? Because you sold a lot of t-shirts.
I'm still selling.
You feel like the market is getting kind of flooded on them?
And like I said, it's if you got the hype ones, they're going to sell you, right? But
yeah.
Like a normal single stitch, you're going to sit on it.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to have to give it away for like $4 or $5.
And I feel like last year around this time, single stitches were selling for crazy money. It didn't matter what it said on them. As they were single stitches, they were selling. Yeah. Now I feel like they're kind of not. So I don't know what we're going to do this winter. I feel like we have kind of a good thing going with the ephemera, and I feel like we can sustain this for forever because it's easy. We're buying the stuff that people aren't looking at. You know what I mean? And we're buying things that people are just thinking is junk, like literal trash. And it's not. Like, it's far from it. So,
yeah, it's like you can't really compare it too much from this year to last year because last year you were really, really, really focused on Whatnot because you thought that was going to be your next huge thing. Now, it's completely dead.
I'll be honest with you. We would still be Whatnot people if they didn't go through those changes with the shipping.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we might have kind of transitioned into something other than shirts because shirts were getting a little flooded, but I feel like they really messed up a lot of resellers' things with that shipping. I feel like a lot of people thought that Whatnot was going to be great, and I thought my personal thing was I thought Whatnot had like a Poshmark deal, you know, or something with the post office where they're getting such a discount that this is working out in their advantage, and they didn't. Obviously, they just were trying to get their valuation up. I've said this millions of times. Like, they were trying to get their valuation up, and it's unfortunate for them is that they're probably not going to get bought anytime soon. And if they are, they're going to get, 3/4 of what they would have gotten 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I think another thing that ended up happening too, and I keep seeing it all over the Facebook groups, is that they let way too many sellers in now. It's just too flooded, and there is not enough buyers. And the only way you can be somewhat successful on Whatnot is if you have a huge following and just advertise.
there's another way.
What's the other way? Sell things super cheap.
Me, Jimmy, and you follow her now too. That girl that's on.
Oh yeah.
That's the other way.
Yeah, but that's going about it a different way right there.
Somebody's going to ask what we're talking about. I'm going to have to explain it, but I'm going to wait till somebody asks.
I wouldn't even want to explain it.
Mark has a premium store.
By the way, first sale today, yes.
Nice. Jen says, I'd rather take my chances at the Goodwill bins instead of going to Goodwill itself. Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
We don't have bins nearby. Horizon Goodwill says we won't get one. That sucks. Mark had an anchor store. They allowed 50,000 listings on a premium, so I went from $300 a month to anchor $60, premium $200 for. Yeah, that's really good. I need to turn off Etsy marketing. It will suck you dry. Yeah, we don't do it. Sarah was going to go to the bins today, then I was like, nah. Jimmy's Whatnot was awesome, chat. That's true.
I miss it. I mean, it was fun. But...
Oh man, I had to say, I texted Jimmy this afternoon. I was driving down the road, and Motley Crue came on, and I'm like, I feel like I'm watching Jimmy's Whatnot. I sent him a picture of what was playing. I'm like, am I watching your Whatnot right now?
I miss it, but I just got tired of giving things away. Or if not, he was running through 10 things without selling. I'm like, okay, this is done.
Yeah.
It's like,
Ping had a premium store and dropped it to basic when they increased the number of listings. Marketplace Boutique says Ephemera is my favorite. Say, Whatnot sucks. I got Jimmy out of his comfort zone this weekend. He was looking at things he usually would have walked past. Oh yeah, like what?
glass.
Glass. Oh yeah. I see. That's one thing that I see a lot of people making tons of money on, and I'm so scared of it for two reasons. The first reason is I know nothing about it. The second reason is I'm so afraid it's gonna break.
Well, we're not sponsored by it, but American Bubble Boy, if you guys want to, because I do buy your bubbles.
Yeah.
Is Trash and Cash still in here? Come on, get us a sponsor.
Yeah, seriously.
But
Dave, where are you?
I'm sad the price went up $5 again.
But it's still so fast.
It is.
I know.
It still gets. But they make this stuff that you just shake it, and it will form to that piece in a box. So I mean, that's what we use. It's worth it.
Yeah, I'll still buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I still do.
I have some somewhere. There's like these cardboard things too. Have you seen them? They're almost like it look like a net.
Yeah.
And you can stick things in them, and it kind of like does the same thing. It form fits, but the cardboard's not like a box. It's like soft cardboard, but it's got like a little, like about that much room. It's almost like bubble wrap cardboard, but there's no air in it, and that works pretty well too. But
I may have borrowed those from work a couple times. So I had to take myself on.
Whatnot is fun, but crashed with shipping for smaller fish. I think, yeah, for sure. You should do postcards on Whatnot. I'm doing 10 lots of $25, 25 cards each, 1 to 2 times a month. So it's an extra $100 I'm estimating profit to my business. Yeah. We don't have that much stock in postcards. We get them. We'd blow them all out. Only fans. I don't think she has it, but yeah, no, it's Mountain Steak Picker. I'll tell you, look up Cool Trainer Mel on Instagram. And she's also on Whatnot, and that's how you'll know immediately what we're talking about on how they sell things on Whatnot. Yeah. The people trying to figure out Whatnot now need a bigger foil hat. Oh Jesus! Bye, Kristen. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it. Like Mark said, if you do ephemera in the 25 to 50 or 100 lots, you will hit the sweet spot. As strictly a buyer, that's where I find good portion of my inventory. Same, yeah. 25 postcards equals about 7 ounces. So first one bought is full shipping. After that's $1.50. Yeah, it works with light stuff. Mark, you bubble wrap shoes?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. I would never bubble wrap shoes. I got to be honest with you.
It depends.
Really?
To me, it depends what type.
I mean, it would depend if it's a $150 pair of shoes.
Like Doc Martens, I would, just because I don't want them scratching against each other.
I do every single man.
Now, like Adidas Boost, I probably wouldn't do that. I mean, the best ones I wouldn't do. I'd expect.
If it's a $25 pair of shoes and it's and then like nothing can get damaged by them rubbing against each other, they go in the box, paper goes on top, and that's the end of it.
Done.
I do it mostly just for the presentation. It shows that you care. I guess that's really the only thing I can say about it.
Yeah, it just gets expensive. That's the only reason why I probably
really
do it.
We seen your boxes come to our house. Okay, I'm joking.
Sorry, hold on. I just got my second sale of the day too.
Just listed Delicate Angels. Totally freaked out about the tiny parts. I don't even know what those are. Marketplace Boutique. If they are fancily shoes, I put them in bubble wrap to keep from rubbing. Yeah. Buy a box of postcards. Do random polls. Easy cash. Yeah. It's not Mal, it's Mel. Yeah, Cool Trainer Mel, MEL. Yeah, look it up.
Make sure your kids aren't.
Make
there.
sure your kids aren't anywhere around, and look. Yeah, if you look it up, you'll know exact. MAL. Oh, I'm sorry. It's MAL. Cool Trainer Mal, MAL. Hi,
Oh
Kirsten.
jeez.
Hi, Cameron.
Hey,
I
Cameron.
watched a little bit of your live last night. You guys were having a good old time. A real good time. Why? Thin bubble wrap, yes, definitely. Their shoes. No. Yeah. Well,
Some people are
That's
very
what
picky about it. I
True.
got a neutral feedback because of that.
we had a lady complaining that her Cabbage Patch wasn't in a bag, and the post office set it on the porch while it was raining.
Yeah.
So Sarah puts them all in bags now. So Kelly says, when I sold on Parchmark, I would bubble wrap shoes to keep them from rubbing against each other. There you go. They wrap pork chops in paper. Get some paper. Looks like someone punted the box in the truck. Yeah, that's what it always looks like. Oh, hi, Sal. Thanks for coming in.
Hey.
We appreciate it.
I guarantee you, my Mel lady did because she doesn't like me, so it's okay.
That's right. Yeah.
And the reason I do bubble wrap is because since I send everything USPS, I save money on boxes. I never even purchase them. So to me, it's a good trade-off.
That's true. That makes sense. Mountain State Picker says, "Oh Lord, okay." Did you look it up? Because if you look it up, you're gonna think what you're thinking in your mind is not what you're gonna see.
No,
Right.
It's like at first, I'm not gonna go too much into details, but I just want to know is like how exactly was she even making money in the first place? But then once I started seeing more, I was like, okay, now I see how she is.
Yeah,
It's like
figure it
now
out
I
real
see.
quick. You're like, all right, that makes sense.
Right.
It's like that's just to get her name out there, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I without sounding like a total pig, but I'm going to a little bit. I mean, it makes sense in the category she's in. It makes sense for what she's doing. Like all of those things make perfect sense. Having said that, what she's doing is not something I'd ever do. Like I would never put Sarah up to that. I'd never be like, put on a low cut shirt, hike those things up, hold Pokemon cards right here, and let's sell some things. Like I'd never do that. Like it just wouldn't happen.
That's how we're going to sell Cabbage Patches for three more times than what they're worth.
However, Pokemon cards would fly out of this place. But
Oh,
I'm just saying that's just not something I'm looking to do.
Same.
Well, thanks, Adam. You're too kind. Sorry. Knowing full well she was watching. Looking now. Oh Lord. Ed, save your Taco Bell wraps. That's why I don't do closer shoes or glass. Yeah, glass scares me. Yeah, I only follow for the free. Yeah, they do like a whatnot auction where they just give away Pokemon cards the entire time. And I don't get it. I know for a fact
I get it now.
Yeah, no, I get it. But then she started selling Pokemon cards in a jar with a fart in them, and I'm like, are people buying this?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
people are, and she does that on Instagram. By the way, if you don't look up her Instagram,
Welp, I was warned.
you were warned.
You see her
You were totally warned.
You see her face when she said, "Oh my god!" Like,
It was going to be said by somebody. That girl's being human trafficked. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the other thing with it. Too late. Mountain State is literally going through every Instagram post she's had right now.
But
yeah,
but I mean, you're right. That is, I mean, it's a good way to sell things and to get your name out there because you have to be competitive in that space. It's not like when you were there, you were one of the only people selling.
Well, but
like probably
that's
your
the
everyday
thing.
clothes.
Pokemon cards were big when we got in. Like even before we got in, when Dave and Carrie got in, and they were in a month before us. I mean, that was one of the biggest categories on Whatnot early on. So when they got in, you had to do something to set yourself apart. Now, do I agree with that? No. But is it setting them apart from everybody else on Whatnot? Yeah, it is. And they run auctions like where they just give things away. They run giveaway,
Yeah.
giveaway. And for us, like the card that Sarah won one of their free giveaways, and it came like in a reasonable amount of time. And it was a $30 card, and we sold it for $30. It was a card that would ordinarily be worth like 90, but it was in rough shape, and it sold for $30 on. I think we sold it for 25 or $30 on eBay. So like, they're giving away good stuff, and they have her, and so it's like, I mean, it's whatever they're doing is working. It's just
the way that I see it too is, they're giving away cars like, lower value ones, like you said. But I see in some of her previews or like in other stories that she actually has cards for sale, and they're like the more expensive ones, like $200-$300, because they have price tags on them, and I think that's where they're making their money from too.
Oh, I'm sure. It's just it's a very it's unique and smart, but it's comical when you watch it, because you're like, what am I watching, and why do I feel dirty?
But you should see all these posts that you do see on the Facebook group, that a lot of people, they get mad, they get discouraged because they're in there for like 10 minutes and they only have like 1 or 2 people in the show, and there's nothing.
I was actually going to say that, like, I got out of the group because it turned into a complaint fest, because there is a Whatnot for sellers Facebook group, and it turned into it turned into exactly what you're saying. People would get they're like, I got it proved, I'm going to be selling my first auctions, this and that, and then like 2 minutes would, 2 days would go by, and they're like, I had my first sale, I had one person in there, and they bought 3 things for $1, and you're like, yeah.
Yep. Did you see the post where they said about the guy looking back at the woman and him holding the hands, and then you see eBay, the guy, and then you see Whatnot or something that says, you missing me now? You tired of losing money?
Right. No,
I forgot the meme already, but it's like, it makes sense now, because now on Whatnot you're losing money. You're not making that anymore.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't pay attention to it anymore, because it was just, my sale was terrible, my auction was terrible, I'm like, I don't need this kind of negativity in my Facebook feed. Not that my Facebook feed is full of great stuff, because it's not, but I don't want to watch it. So let's see, she's trafficking / selling something. Not is intrigued. Whatnot pays people to do the giveaways. There's a program that some people have gotten in with them. I think it's called Darke or something. Oh, so maybe they're making some money on giveaways.
Well, I know they have, like I told you before, and I think I've said it in this live before, that they have contracts with the big YouTubers, Rally Roots and Harry Tornado for sure. I don't know about the rest, because both Josh and Ryan both said that they have contracts, and there are NDAs. They can't say what's in the fine print, but they have said that Whatnot gives them things to give away, so they're not really spending their own money. Whatnot is spending their money or giving it to them. So it's like, and then that's basically just driving out the smaller sellers too, because now we're giving away our things and we actually have to pay for it.
I don't think it was. I feel like the stuff they sold was like crap for a lot of money.
Oh, I mean,
I'm just saying. I bought something off of one of Josh's sales for $40. It was a jean jacket, and I think it's down to $25 right now, and I still haven't been able to sell the thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just in their auction, I think, before the live, and they were at just your regular Carhartt, I think, long sleeve, solid, nothing special about it. It was up to $76 for a Carhartt shirt, not a jacket or nothing. It's a shirt,
a t-shirt,
a long sleeve t-shirt. And it's just,
I will say, I got a ton of followers after that. But
yeah, I did too.
Josh had one today, and he sold 26,000. He gave it all away.
Oh, that's right. He was doing his charity auction.
Yeah.
Basically, he's saying that he's all the money that he made from this past week from his YouTube videos and the auction, that he's giving it to what was it? An organization in another country for women and children. I don't remember the whole details. Maybe Mount could tell us more about it, but that's what he says.
There's 7 videos to it, Ed. Watch 1 through 7.
I watched 3.
I did
This
see it.
thing to sell something or get investors. The first question is how many sellers and buyers do you have on the platform? True. Did you see the stuffed corn cob like over 160 now? I didn't watch
Wait,
it.
what?
I guess he sold a stuffed corn cob for $160.
Jeez. Honduras, that's what it was.
Honduras.
I would have sold that same one on Whatnot for $1.
59 cents would have
That's
come
what
your way.
That'd have been my
Not-
cut. Yes,
Yeah.
It's not even 59 cents anymore. It's like 44 cents.
That's true, man.
we're getting even better.
There you go.
And then it's
Yes,
less
but
than
yeah,
that.
so-
'cause
yeah,
the
so
box I'm gonna
that's
put
what-
it in.
That's what he said. That's the charity or foundation that he's donating all the money to.
Yeah.
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 I'm-
Mark says, I
mean-
would love. Good.
I was gonna say, would you give away a PS5?
For charity?
No, it says in the early days he gave away a PS5, and that's what I say that Whatnot more than likely gave him that.
Would I give away? No.
No.
No. For charity? Maybe. Would I have bought the PS5? No.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on the charity too. The charities I would want to give to versus the charities he's giving to would be two totally different things. So, I'm more of the like Wounded Warrior projects or like the Gary Sinise Foundation or something like that. But would I go out and buy a PS5 and give it away for charity? Yes. Would I take one from Whatnot to give away to charity? Yes, absolutely. Would Whatnot want the charity that I'm going to give it to? Probably not, because it's not a trendy, cool charity. So, but yeah, I don't want to get further into this because I'm going to have opinions that are not popular opinions. So I'm going to just shut up.
Next. Okay.
I would like to think he would buy them all Starlink internet and laptops in one rule that they would have to subscribe to.
Oh, jeez. The first reseller to get to 1 million.
Whatnot reimburses him for the giveaways, probably.
Yeah.
SM Postcards is my favorite charity. I like it. There's a Pittsburgh Picker charity too, if you want to give some money to that. I think Ryan said Whatnot gives them items to give away at times, but he didn't elaborate. Be like me.
Go
Go ahead. Say what you're going to say because I got a comment about that comment.
I was just trying to say that he can't elaborate because they have NDAs. They can't go into details.
Right. Yeah, he can't. But
the only thing,
the
last thing I says the only thing is we can speculate, but it's like we don't know any of the details. People are gonna think that we're being a-holes to them about it, but I was like, no, it's like we just know, but we're not being. It's like no hate towards them. It's like we just know what's happening.
Yeah,
it's kind of self-explanatory.
Cameron says, "Be like me, Adam. Get wasted while live and make a fool of yourself." He did. Oh man.
Wait, what?
Sarah. Last night when because Cameron goes live late Sunday night, like West Coast time, and Sarah tuned in and like they were playing music the whole time, and like Cameron was a little drunk, and I'm like, wow, this is a party. Like we could never do this because I'm like Ed doesn't drink and Jimmy has to, and they both have to work in the morning. I'm like, this would never work.
I'd have to take a 10-minute nap. So. It's technically 45.
If we all do meet up in April, are we still doing the Monday show in person?
No. There's a couple bad things that could happen during that period of time. One of which was me being drunk and saying things that will get us no more viewers. So no,
that'll make it even funnier.
Or
no, it won't.
Or I'm yelling at a virtual lady on a wall. I'm just saying it's gonna happen.
I'll be the only sober one recording everybody.
No, you can, and I have no problem about that at all. But I don't think. I mean, we'd have to have like a place to do it, and doing it in a hotel room would not be good because their Wi-Fi is normally really terrible and spotty.
It was horrible.
And I don't know. I guess let's put it this way: if we got a
think
lot
about it.
of people that really wanted to meet up with us or something, and like we could actually have like a live show, then sure. But I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be you, me, Jimmy, Sarah, Jen, probably a few other people that live in Vegas, and maybe a few people that come from out of the area to come hang out. But I wouldn't say more than 10 or 12 people. So
Right.
we're gonna be like, we'll be here at this time. Come have drinks with us and talk. And that's really what it's gonna be like.
Let's go have drinks at In-N-Out.
No, they don't sell alcohol. They have
We
Coke.
can go, well, we can go to the bar across from it.
That's true. Yeah, we could. It's expensive though, Jimmy. Come on, what are you
I
trying to
know.
do?
I'm joking.
We need to find like $1 beer special somewhere. Be like, we'll be here.
Dang it!
So-
We have to call Bob. I'm joking.
No. We gotta talk to Bob and see where we should do this. It was a party with us. Keep Oregon weird. Oh my. Took an hour nap this afternoon. This morning was rough. I had to work at 8 a.m. Made it almost on time. Almost on time. Keep Oregon weird. You see Jimmy slowly slide out of his chair for a 10-minute nap.
Yeah, if you just start seeing it. Okay.
Are you guys doing a barbecue fest meet up? I'll buy the mustard. Thanks. Appreciate it. Ed's the DD. There you go. That's right. Yeah, you'll have a car, so that'll be good to go.
That's true.
No, we have no problem staying where we're at. It'll probably be somewhere in the Mirage or nearby. I guess somehow we're gonna have to plan that ahead of time, which is gonna be really hard to do because I don't know.
That already sounds like a headache.
Well, it's not a headache, but it's more like we would have to hope. Well, now I guess like on a Tuesday or something. What are the chances of like a bar being busy? Slim.
Vegas, pretty busy.
No, not on a Tuesday. I mean, if it was a Saturday, yes, or a Sunday, yes, but yeah.
I think even during Vegas, during the week, it would get full. I mean, granted, I haven't been
they
there.
Get busy. I mean, but they're not jammed to the point where like it's standing room only. You know, there'll be places to sit and things of that nature. But yeah, I've never stayed at the Mirage, to be perfectly honest with you. The only reason I'm doing it is because they're giving me free rooms and I want to stay there before it becomes the Hard Rock. So, because that's a legend. That's in Vegas Vacation. It has the volcano. It was one of the first mega resorts to hit the Strip, and it's going to be gone. So, I feel like I have to stay there. Now, what has happened recently doesn't fill me with warm and fuzzies because they apparently had some trouble there over the weekend.
Yeah.
But
I just saw that as well. I was like, dang.
Yeah, you got to.
We're not on the 8th floor. Yeah,
Eighth floor. No 8th floor rooms. But I was talking about it with someone else. I won't mention names, but I feel like if I was MGM and I owned the Mirage right now, knowing that the Hard Rock is taking possession of the Mirage in 2023, so they're a couple months away from turning it over, I think what I'd do is just lock that room down, don't rent it out. It's Hard Rock's problem.
They're gonna be like, yeah, since you got the free rooms, we're gonna put you on the 8th floor. Like, crap. Still worth it.
There's holes in the wall. Yeah, that's ventilation. It's ventilation for the air conditioner. Yeah, it's fine. You bear it. We changed the sheets. You'll be good. So.
Right.
Mark's stopping at the big antique mall that we sent him on his little cross-state trip. Ed, you can be the Uber driver, make some extra cash.
I don't want to be driving there.
Them dudes make killer money, man.
Dude, you're driving to Vegas soon for the thing. Well, you're staying downtown, so yeah, you won't have to worry about the Strip, because don't drive down the Strip. Even when you meet us at the Mirage, don't drive down the Strip. Yeah. You can get off 15. You can go down Flamingo, make a left. You'll have to drive on the Strip for half a block.
I don't plan to.
You don't drive down the Strip unless you have like a 64 Monte Carlo with hydraulics on it. Then drive down the Strip.
Yeah.
My little
or
CRV
a
gonna do that.
Harley, or a Harley with lights all over it. That's another thing that goes down the strip a lot. So, Sarah will be at the Mirage eating in and out in bed.
I'll be at the Mirage.
I'll be at the Mirage. Scoot over, Sarah. I'm joining you.
Sound like they're not going to be there then. Okay.
I hope they clean up the carpets before you guys get the Mirage. So do I.
Geez.
So do I. Yeah. No, I think it was a kind of an isolated incident, but yeah, it's. I've never stayed there. I think I've gambled there for like 20 minutes and then left. And the only other reason I was ever in there was because I was checking out tickets for the Beatles Love, which is a Cirque du Soleil show, which I hear they're keeping all the way through to 2023. So I might actually have to see it because I've never seen it. It's supposedly awesome, and it's like they remastered a bunch of the Beatles songs, and then they did like the Cirque du Soleil show to it. But I've never seen it, and it's so expensive though. For like the crappiest seats in the house, it's $65 a person, and those are garbage seats, like up in the nosebleed section. So, yeah, I don't know. I know the decent seats are like around $100 a person, and I don't know if I'm. It's so hard for me to spend money on other things when I could be gambling. So.
I might gamble just a little bit, but I don't plan to. Because I think last time I went it was the November before my daughter was born, and I only gambled $50. I came back with 100.
Hey,
there you go.
You're better than I do. I typically I bring some money and I come back with. If I come back with part of that money, I'm happy.
But I see some of these people and they go so hard. Like, man, they're seriously dead on focus on the machines. What I do.
That's me.
Yeah. Well, if there's horse racing there, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, so you might actually like that, Ed. So there's these big things. They had one in the MGM. It was an old like 60s thing, and it has like plastic horses, and they actually like race around the track, and you can bet on what horse will win and things of that nature and so forth. And it's fun because like you'll sit there down there and you'll put your bets to win on what horses you want to win, and then all of a sudden these little plastic horses will take off, and it's completely fixed. Like they know exactly which one's going to win before it happens, but like every now and again a long shot will hit. Like, yeah. I don't know about you, Jimmy, but I had a 40-1 win once, and I'm like,
yeah,
wow. And it was $1 bet, and I won $40, and I'm like, oh, okay.
So I was close down to $100 on that machine because horse 4 was killing it, right? Like, bam, 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 and all of a sudden, horse 1 just blows them out of the water. I'm like, where has this horse been the whole time?
Yeah, that's exactly what will happen. You'll have like this horse that's like going crazy and leading, and then all of a sudden it will just like basically go to sleep, and this other one will come running.
Well, then I was like, I'm going to do this like harness racing bet like we do at the fair. So I betted on 2 horses, and we ended up winning our money back. And Jen's like, okay, we're done. Let's go. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, but we ended up getting our money back. So that was good. And that's when I went over to you guys and I started yelling at the lady on the screen.
My father-in-law's at the house while we were gone and asked when we would be back. I said when the truck's full. Like,
oh, nice.
In a Box in a Garage stayed in 2001. It was real nice back then. Well, that's quite a ways back.
That's vintage.
Yeah. Let's see. Traveling to Brimfield. Freaking horse 4.
Yeah, stupid horse, man.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
We appreciate it. We're talking about Ed's future trip to Las Vegas. You know what is in the hotel you're staying at? Or you don't want people knowing where you're staying, I imagine. So.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, I'm not exact. If somebody wants to come by and say hi, then I'm there. But I'm just know that I'm gonna be extremely awkward in person because that's just how I am.
Oh,
even when I meet you guys, I'm gonna be like.
Well, depending on what time of day you get there, me and Jimmy might not be that awkward.
Right.
We're like, hey.
Right. Like, wait, you actually do talk? Yeah, I do. It's sad. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's, I think it's the largest gold nugget is actually there. Or, well, I take that back. It rotates between there and Atlantic City. So sometimes the second largest one's there, and then the first one's in Atlantic City, and then it comes back. But it's like solid gold, and it's just sitting there, locked in a case.
And they actually transport them across the United States.
It's the dumbest thing ever. So
Like-
there's 3 gold nuggets, or maybe there's more now, but there's 3 major ones. There's one in Biloxi, one in Atlantic City, and then there's one in Vegas. And from what I understand, they move it because I've been to the one in Vegas many times, and the biggest one was there. And then when I went back this last time, I walked into the Gold Nugget to go to the bathroom, and I passed it, and it was the second largest one. And I'm like, "Where's the biggest one?" So I had to Google it, and it's like it's currently residing in Gold Nugget, Atlantic City. And I'm like,
Dang
and
it.
it's in like a corner, like over by some like access doors. So it's not like it's like showcased. It's just kind of hiding in the corner in the wall in this massive safe. And it just, I don't know. It's very strange. Binions used to have $1 million. There was $1 million in cash sitting on a table, and it was encased in glass, but you get your picture taken with $1 million. And I have a picture of myself with $1 million that I can't like. You can put your hand on it, but you're not actually touching the cash. You're touching the glass.
Yeah.
But it's still $1 million freaking dollars, like sitting there. And I was really excited because I told Sarah about it. I'm like, you can get your picture taken with $1 million, and she was like, oh, sweet, I'm going to do that. And then when we went back, they stopped doing it. I'm like,
Oh,
it's crap. So. Mountain States, we have racetracks and casinos here. The fast ones are held back near the end, and they pour on the coal to blow the leader. It saves energy. Jeez. Mark Evans, Ed Papa Giorgio. Do you get that joke?
It's Vegas
What's
vacation.
that?
Vegas Vacation.
That's Vegas.
Yeah. You'd have to watch Vegas Vacation to get it. Nick Papa Giorgio is his underage kid's fake ID's name. So
It just when he said that, it just reminded me of pizza.
you gotta before you go to Vegas, watch Vegas Vacation.
All right.
It's worth it. There's a lot. Hi, Bearded PokeTuber. Thanks, guys.
Hey.
Dude,
Stop it now. The casino on Fremont Street has a gold bar vending machine in the door to the right. I don't think so. It might. Who knows?
that'd be cool.
But
Good.
I don't know. I was just saying that. Yeah, I'm going there because I am going to be attending the Boss Reseller remix. So if anybody's there,
Yeah,
feel free to say hi.
it will be pretty cool. Where is the actual like the actual like convention?
I have no idea, to be honest. I actually have to look it up. I
think it's on
they just
Fremont
said-
Street somewhere.
Yeah, it's on Fremont Street. I think they said that it's they recommend booking at the Golden Nugget because it's so close, so they could just walk to it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm going to be staying there.
I'm just wondering. It might be at the Plaza at the end because that's the biggest one, and I think or it could be at Cirque. Those are the two biggest ones on Fremont Street. They might have it.
Maybe.
If it's Cirque, it's 21 and over. You should if it is at Cirque, you gotta. Well, are you a pool guy? Do you like going to pools?
Pool or play pool?
Public pools.
Oh God, no! Those things are disgusting.
So Cirque has Stadium Swim, which has this gargantuan screen, like giant screen with all these like sports things on, and it's got like 12 pools behind it. You could literally sit there all day, watch sports in a pool
Oh, I see.
for hours.
I've seen those. It's basically people are partying there 24/7, aren't they?
Oh, yeah,
They have all the screens.
Oh yeah.
Even if the pool wasn't there, they'd be partying 24/7. So, but
Yeah,
Cirque has one.
I've seen
It's
those.
huge. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
pretty cool. No one understands. Yeah, I don't. Small bars. I don't think so. I don't think. I gotta look this up. It's at the Blind Center, I believe. Oh, the Boss Reseller Remix is at the Blind Center. Where's that?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yes.
Thank goodness
Yes.
for Google Maps.
Yes.
And yes, it is
yes.
very true.
Especially in Vegas, because
Oh yeah.
for some reason you're all sitting there around the pool, and people are in the pool, and there's not a line at the bathroom, but everybo's drinking. So I don't don't know. I
And
won't go. I don't go into public pools here, let alone go to public pools in Las Vegas.
then who knows how much vomit there actually is in that pool too.
The vomit, I think you'd be able to see, but the pee,
Nope.
yeah, you're not going to see the pee. So, Mountain State's with us, EU public pools. Yes, and whatever you two are talking about, no one understands.
No.
Get it.
Yeah, maybe you can explain it or not. I don't know. Well, what else do you want to talk about? There is an In-N-Out Burger nearby, though. Or, well, no, there's not.
Mm-mm.
There isn't one near Fremont Street. You're going to be stuck with White Castle, McDonald's, and whatever other. There is a couple like prime rib, like cheap prime rib and cheap. No, you don't like shrimp cocktail. Yeah,
90. That's the 99-cent.
I think it's $1.29 now.
Hang it.
It's all good. I have In-N-Out 5 minutes from me.
That's true.
Yeah.
White Castle. You don't have White Castles near you.
That's true.
There's a White Castle literally seconds from your hotel.
Yeah, I'll probably end up going there. Like I said, I haven't been to Vegas since November, but even when I went, it was only for one night, so it's going to be more of an exploration. I'm actually going to be there for 4 days, so I'm going to be there Monday through Friday, and we're leaving that Friday morning.
It'll be fun. You'll have a good time. I'm a little jealous, I got to admit.
Well, I didn't even know that that the Boss Reseller Remix has an after party. I didn't know that.
Oh, I don't see why it wouldn't. It's in that town.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I mean, this is actually gonna be the first conference that I'm going to about anything, especially reselling. So I don't even know what to expect other than the usual stuff. But who knows?
I saw a couple people's Instagram stuffs from last year. It seemed like it was a good time and really a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that was the first major reselling event they had in person in 2 years because everything happened.
Yeah.
So I guess it was such a success that they're doing it again, and of course the big YouTubers and everybody's going to be there.
I know Rally Roots was there last year, and Rockstar was there last year, and a few of the other big ones were there last year.
Yeah, Rally Roots going to be there, Rockstar, Josh, and I don't know if anybody else, anybody from the East Coast is coming, but I know a couple are.
Well, Pittsburgh Picker's not coming, I can tell you that, as much as I'd like to. I'll be in Atlantic City, unfortunately. No way people pee in public pools. That's, if you believe that, Rachel, I got a bridge to sell you. Our local pool is used to put dye in it. If someone peed, it turned the water purple. That's an old wives' tale, I think. That's awesome. Shrimp cocktail is life. Look at these two. It's too bad. You guys need to move. You need to move to Pittsburgh. They're like the same person.
Seafood is disgusting.
The Blind Center is Washington and Maryland Parkway, I think. Not the same. Not that it means anything to you guys. No, it doesn't. Gold Bell vending machine. There's a YouTube video. Really? Oh, what?
Oh, sorry, no.
Really?
Hi, Kevin. Thanks for stopping by. We're talking about the Boss Reseller, or is it Boss?
The Boss Reseller Remix.
Yeah, Boss Reseller Miss. Are you going? My kid announced in front of everyone she didn't have to use the restroom. She already peed down the slide.
By the
there
way,
you go.
There is a gold vending machine. But Mark, the video is 10 years old though.
Probably it's not there anymore, or the prices are ridiculous now.
Yeah, so the video is 10 years old, so I don't know how accurate it is now.
Well, hi Kevin. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. We appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Jen's laughing. When we were kids at the public pool, we all unloaded in the pool. No time to get out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's in Vegas, right? Yeah, it is. It's Vegas. What are the dates?
October 10th through the 13th. I think the 10th is just going to be a meet and greet in the evening, and then I believe the 11th and 12th is the one that's going to be like the actual conference, like the more important stuff. And then I believe they said that there's going to be an after party, or I could be wrong. You can look it up on the website. I actually need to research it.
See, we could make it. We could go there from the 10th to the 13th, then come home on the 14th, have a day off, and then leave for Atlantic City on the 16th.
That's a lot of work, though.
That's a heavy investment, is what that is.
Hey, but it's all business travel. So
Yeah, sure it is. Do they give receipts from the slot machines that I'm going to spend hundreds of dollars on in
Yeah.
Las Vegas?
you
Can I
just
get a receipt? Can I get a receipt for that?
You can just get the little receipt books from Walmart. It's like $10 on this one, $10 on that.
Yeah. See, and I have what's called when I'm in Las Vegas or in Atlantic City, I have what's called a gambling problem. which I don't have here. Like we have 3 or 4 casinos in the area, and I don't really go to them that frequently. But when I'm in Vegas or if I'm in Atlantic City, I want to play slot machines. Like I really want to play slot machines. So I go and I play. Like Jimmy saw it firsthand. He can attest to this. Like
Yeah.
it's not that like, and I'll walk away. It's not that, but I bring like a certain amount of money. Like when we went to Vegas, I brought like $1,500 and I came home with 4 of it. And that's and when I got home, I was like, "Ooh, I came home with $400. Are you kidding?" Like I was surprised that I had $400. So if I went from Vegas, came home, and then went right to Atlantic City, we'd probably be looking at repossession of something when we got home.
Whose car is getting taken away?
Yeah, somebody's car's gone. It's probably not going to be Sarah's either. So there you go. Hi, Drew. Thanks for coming in.
Drew.
Hey, Drew.
Kevin, sometimes people don't know their head from their booty hole. They're lost for not inviting you. Well, I don't. Kevin's always welcome, of course.
Yeah.
Ed Gold is forever. Last time I was there about 8 years ago. That's true. I have a 1950 slot machine in my basement. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yikes. Have you guys ever been to eBay Live? Those have been in Las Vegas in the summer pre-pandemic. No. And the eBay Live this time is in LA, New York, and Austin, right?
Yeah, they're doing it's just one day actually, and all the tickets are sold out. I was planning to buy one. It was only $20, but I completely forgot about it. But you can still join virtually. And to be honest, it will probably be the same thing as they do with the eBay seller check-ins. It's like I always go to them, and all they're really gonna do is try to explain all the high-end stuff. It's other than networking, I don't really see too much of it.
They'll probably talk a lot about that eBay vault that I'm sure everybody's using. Jimmy, do you have a few things in the vault, I imagine?
Yeah, I've got a few Jordans in there. Yeah. I would never
put my,
even if I had a Jordan 5 PSA, I would not send it there at all.
No, I have a safe here.
Yeah, I was like, I would keep it myself. Or I even I even have a bank security box I could go put it in.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
if I wanted to do that, but
you got options. Or if you really want to go commercial, there's a bank with a safety deposit box down the road.
It's $20.
Yeah.
When I attended the seller check-in, though, they were talking about the vault. They didn't even pay attention to it because I don't care. But I did ask a question saying about the whole return thing. It's like why they let 30 days, 14 days is more than enough. And their response was that they do 30 days to what they say. It's to I forgot the word now, but it's basically to. It has to do something with international buyers. I forgot what the word is now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
what was the word?
I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I lost the word right now.
It's okay. Cameron says 400 into 1,500. That's a win in my book. You came home with something. Exactly. I agree with you. I was talking about the lack of invite for Boss Reseller Remix, Adam. Yeah. Too old for Pop. Yeah, I agree. I didn't get it. Ed got an invite. I didn't get an invite. I'm guessing because it would cost a lot more to get me from here to Las Vegas. That and I would probably have to have a conversation about some sort of, cash, some sort of cash allotment for me. Like something for me to play the ponies with.
Be like, yeah, we'll go. So you'll take care of this and this. And can I get 2,000 up front, please?
Yeah. Small bills is fine. 20s preferably. That would be good. That way I can spread it all around. It would not work out. Look at your phone, Adam. Okay.
Ed, look at yours too.
I don't have.
Oh, that thing's cool. I got to make myself big for this one. It's the slot machine.
Also, it's still there.
It's in Mark's basement. Mark's basement.
Oh, that's killer.
That thing's awesome. I like that. There's I know this is talking about one of my trips again, but there's a place in Atlantic City. So the first casino that opened in Atlantic City when gambling was legalized was Resorts is the name of it. I know. What a terrible name for a hotel, but it's called Resorts Atlantic City. And they have one of their first slot machines in their lobby. And on Wednesdays, they give you a free pull of the slot machine. And if you win anything, they'll give you the cash equivalent of it. And like the jackpot is literally 3 bars on that little machine, and that they'd pay you $1,000 if you got the jackpot. And I'm like, that's worth it. And we were there on a Wednesday, and we forgot to go back. But next time we go, I think I'm gonna have to check it out. Kevin says it looks a little too high class for me. I'm not a rock star flipper after all. I'm a Tupperware flipper. I know I guess it's a little too. The only person that's a rock star here is Ed. Yep. So
accommodate.
Is that the word you were looking for?
Yeah, there is to accommodate international buyers, which like I don't care about them. I care about the people here.
Yeah,
the ones who are actually a-holes.
I could care less if an international then here's the thing: if I have a Jordan rookie card that's worth thousands of dollars, are they worth thousands of dollars?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Okay. Yeah, they are.
If I have a Jordan rookie card that's worth $1,000 and it's in my safe here, and an international buyer wants to buy it, I will still get it to them without eBay's vault program. I mean, I understand what they're doing and it makes sense, but I don't think it's going to be a profitable venture for them. I really don't. I mean, when I saw them announce it, I was like,
well, they're
seems
not
like a waste of money.
They're not really trying to appeal that to us. They're trying to appeal it more to the, the bigger people who actually sell those things on a daily basis.
Yeah, sure. But how much money could they really make? I mean, and if you are looking to spend money foolishly, may I suggest a few things? One of which is to hire an IT guy or somebody that's a computer programmer or website programmer, what do we call it? Website designer, and figure out how, when somebody buys something, that they put their credit card in and it charges them immediately. We could spend the money that we were spending on the vault on this guy and have him figure that problem out, because apparently it's a big problem. Now we've got 20% of people that make us offers are pre-qualified and already have a payment in, and then the rest of them are still waiting 4 days. And we had somebody today that was a seller and a buyer, and they waited 3.5 days to pay us for a picture. And so it's still happening. So maybe invest some money there. That's just my suggestion. Not that they ever listen to me, but Kevin will need a shed for his Tupperware sales. That's true. He will. Bubble wrap the Jordan card for sure. People don't have postcards graded, which they will soon. I promise. It's going to happen.
He said that they do have a grade.
They do
grade them.
People do grade postcards?
What kind of postcards do they grade?
I didn't know this. And do I have any that I can get graded?
Right.
For all you know, you probably have $1,000 one that you don't even know about.
I don't. I actually, we got some in today that were really cool. We have some real picture postcards from around Ohio, actually. A bunch of lakes around Ohio that were real picture postcards that are really cool. One of them is really funny. It's some yacht club at a lake in Ohio. And it's like, it says down at the bottom, whatever lake yacht club. And there's one tiny boat with 3 people on it sitting docked. And there's like a bunch of docks, and that's it. I'm like, this is...
Yeah, that's Ohio.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been fun. We're at the 2-hour marker. So what do you guys got coming up on your channel?
Well, for me, as usual, I just bake whatever random videos pop up. Sometimes they're about the marketplaces. Like if you guys don't know, I made a video recently about Poshmark now having select all on their desktop and mobile. So there's that. And then actually that's all I can remember right now. The other thing is Liz Perfectly did interview me last week, so I am up on their podcast. I think it's their second to latest new episode, so it's just them interviewing me, just getting my life story about how I started reselling, how I found Liz Perfectly, and all that stuff. I did mention this show too, of course. And Other than that, I don't really have anything planned until I see all of you guys again on Monday. Yeah, if anything random comes up with the marketplaces, then I'll make a video about it.
There you go. Jimmy, you got more 127 stuff coming?
First, we got to get it listed. That's what I'm going to be tackling this week. Yeah, I know we're going to put out a video. Don't know what of yet. And yeah, we'll be back here Monday. That's quick and easy to the point.
I promise that I will get the Cabbage Patch haul video out this week. Will it be tomorrow? I don't know. So we've been.
I was
been
looking
so
forward
busy.
to that last week.
It's coming. It's coming. It's only like an 8-minute video. It's not going to be that long, but it is funny, and it is in the sticks in West Virginia. So, and there is a period of time where I tell you guys about Terra Alta, West Virginia, and some facts about the city because I had nothing else to fill time with. So, it is what it is. Yeah, that'll be coming out, and then me and Sarah back here live Thursday with Pittsburgh Picker live Thursday and Sunday. So, and then of course the three of us will be back here Monday. We'll finish up with Kevin going to start grading Tupperware fortunes to be made. I like it. Rachel says Poshmark listens. And they do. They listen to the share feature that everybody was begging about. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, In a Box in a Garage. And had fun as always, Mountain State Picker. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate everybody showing up. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It's always a fun show. And we will be back here next Monday at 9. So we will see you guys then.
See you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Good day, sir.